Hope everyone is good. Happy Friday. It is 5:20 and I have just been to have my lashes done and I've just picked up some dog food and I thought I would come and share with you a top tip which is an important one for your business right now and especially over this next weekend. And this was a bit of a tip that come from Sarah Kaywood and also a little bit of a tip that is from Miss Laura Sawkins. So I don't know whether anyone's going to be around. I know it's a bit of a funny time. I am actually going to tag you all. I don't know if it will let me. No, it doesn't. Why doesn't it do that on the computer? Let me do it on my phone. So I've had a busy day. I've been doing some follow-up today, which has actually just resulted in a very large order from one of my customers, which is amazing. She's someone I've been building a relationship with. I actually want her to sign up, but we'll give her time. So I can see someone's watching, but I don't know who. So hopefully, comments. It might allow me to see some comments. I don't know. But anyway, I've titled this live, you need to open your mouth to be able to, well, actually, it hasn't. It's titled it, Let's Talk. But the actual title of this live was Open Your Mouth to Open Your Scentsy Business. So I have just been to, just let me know, guys, if you can hear me okay. And let me know if you can, there's a few of you jumped on. It's really weird. It shows me on my phone that there's people on, but on here I can't see it. Hi, Rox. Oh, amazing. Can you hear me okay? Just making sure. So I am, hold on, Harry's now going to tell me the timer's going off. What's up?
Dinner's ready.
Okay, tell Alexa to stop, then tell her to put a new timer on for about 5 minutes. Okay? And now my other Alexa's talking to me. So, sorry guys, that was Harry. So, I've entitled this live, Let's Talk. And it is today I've just been reminded how important it is to open your mouth to talk about your Scentsy business, right? How many of us go different places? So today, I have dropped the kids off to school and spoke to artist teacher this morning. I left the playground and I went to the gym. I did a class at the gym, which nearly killed me. I'm not going to lie. I really felt like I was going to die after the class. Before the class started, I bought water and spoke to a lady there. I then left the gym and I was talking to another customer about my lashes. And we was exchanging lash details of who does my lashes. And then I went from there, I come home. I've been doing some follow-up, which has resulted in a really lovely order. And then I've also just been, where did I go? After my lashes, spoke to my lash lady. Then I went to the dog food shop. And our dog is raw dog food fed. So I went to a local raw dog food place that is local to where I live. Whilst I'm in I thought to myself, I have just had all these different opportunities to talk to people. I literally have had so many opportunities to get chatting to someone. Like you think, I was at the school gates, artist teacher is a customer. I handed over a Scentsy order. That was one point, if you like, to me. I then get in my car and I went to the gym. And the lady that served me a drink, I actually didn't have time to speak to her, so I didn't get a point for speaking to her about anything to do with Scentsy whatsoever. I did the class, didn't speak to the instructor, lose a point there, so I'm now -2. But I did speak to another customer as I left about my lashes. You get the idea. Basically, when you start thinking about all the different contacts that you've had across the whole day, these are all people that you could speak to about Scentsy in some way, shape or form, especially if they're not already your Scentsy customers. And how many of you have that little voice in your head that says, oh, go on, mention something about Scentsy, and then you don't because you feel completely like, I can't do this. I just can't open my mouth to have that conversation. If it makes you feel any better, okay, I had those exact feelings multiple times today. And in the end, my lash lady actually used to be a Scentsy consultant, and I know she buys her Scentsy off of Carly, so I'm not going to sell her Scentsy, but I did tell her to put a Scentsy warmer on because it was off in her salon. She was like, oh God, yeah, I should put that on. But when I went to the dog food shop, I went round, I picked up all my dog food. I thought to myself, God, the smell in here is like gross. I don't like it. I need to hold my breath. And then I asked the lady, Dexter suffers with like ear mites and really itchy ears because he's a Cocker Spaniel, and to do with their breed. And I basically was like chatting. I said to the lady, have you got anything for like ear mites? That was like, I did need to talk. And she said, oh, what about trying this product? So we got chatting. Anyway, the lady's literally loading up my order. And I thought, you know what? I am going to channel my inner Laura Silkins, who is really naturally good at this. And I'm just going to open my mouth and I'm going to speak. So I said, I actually have a local business. And I said, I live in Wickford. And I said, I was wondering if you've heard of Scentsy. And the girl behind the counter sort of went, yeah, I make my own wax melts. Anyway, she said that. So I was like, oh. Anyway, another lady come out and went, oh, what's Scentsy? I've never heard of it. Cha-ching! I was like, oh my gosh. How many of us, first of all, believe that every single person in the world knows what Scentsy is? They really don't. It's still not a household name when it comes to, it's not because it's not in a supermarket, because you can't buy it in a shop and you can only buy from a consultant. We have got to be the ones that are opening our mouths to talk about the product, right? So I said to her, oh, it's pet friendly. I said, like, obviously I've got a dog, I've got 2 cats. It's pet and child friendly. I said, it's a really good product. The wax stays in the warmer. It doesn't go into the air particles. So in terms of the pets, it's great. I said, how would you be adverse to me giving you a warmer for in here, maybe giving you a few catalogues, and I'm actually thinking of making them a basket full of samples, and anybody that comes in and says, oh, it smells nice in here, you give them a sample. And I said, I would keep you topped up with wax completely for free. Every time I come in and buy dog food, we can exchange. Like, I'll give you a few extra samples and I'll give you a couple of wax bars so you can change your wax. And they were like, yeah, we'd love that. And I was like, oh my God, how easy that conversation was. Now, I have got warmers in salons. I have got a warmer in a lash salon, sorry. I've never had an order from it, okay? I didn't have an order from that. And I'm going to be completely honest. But I didn't keep them topped up with wax. They never really used the product. I'm thinking that this might, even if it just means that the ladies in the shop I build a relationship with and maybe they buy from me, who knows? You know, you never know that one of them might decide that she wants to join Scentsy. You just don't know. So today I opened my mouth and I found that really, really easy. Now, Laura said to me, I didn't find it easy. I actually wound myself up about it at first, and then I was just like, just do it. Just do it. And I did it. So I am going to give them a warmer. I'm thinking, I don't know what warmer. I'm just going to see what I've got down there that's available. Something that doesn't really that's quite hardy, because I'm thinking maybe like an Angel Wings or something like that. Something that's quite hardy. I'm going to have a little look. So I'm going to give them a warmer. Tell Alexis to stop. Sorry, Harry's asking me about dinner. I'm going to give them a warmer. Let me go and turn the oven off. I'm gonna walk you up to the house. Oh no, I'm not, because I'm actually not live on my phone. What if? I am gonna give them a warmer, and I'm gonna give them some classic waxes. Now, Heidi Westmoreland was also live yesterday in Level Up, and she really inspired me with having wax samples in the classics made up. So I think I'm going to make up samples of maybe something really fresh and maybe something really fruity that's really strong, and make a little sign that says something like, need to odor your home. I'm going to write a little poem. Something along the lines of keeping your home smelling fresh when you've got pets about. Try these, they're pet safe. Something like that. Just a little back, something to go in there. I'm going to get a little acrylic frame that I can put my QR code on, and I'm going to leave that in the shop for them. Now, I'm going to try it for a month, okay? And each sample, my plan is to attach a business card to, because I've got a whole box of business cards. I don't need to use them anymore. It's not that I don't need to use them. I've got thousands of the bloody things. So I'm going to attach the samples to a business card, stick them in a basket, and just see how it goes. And I might even do, anybody that orders from here gets £5 off their first order, or like maybe gets 10% off their first order, so that they have to quote the dog food shop. And then that way I know whether any orders have come from it. I know whether it's worthwhile doing. So that is what I'm going to do. I never, exactly as you just said, Sarah, I didn't execute the one that was in my eyelash place very well. I don't think I was very confident when I gave them it, and it was very like on a whim. But look at all them opportunities. I came out of the gym and I thought, you know what? Every time I go into the gym, the ladies in there are always smiling, always say hello. How about next time I go in there, I go in there with some scent circles with my business card details to attach them and just say, ladies, you always give such great customer service. Here's a smile for you. Here's something for you. And give something back to the ladies in the gym. Why not? The same lady that makes my smoothie whenever I have a smoothie in there, why not give her something back? The same lady that takes the Blaze class every time I do the Blaze class, why not give something back? You know, these are the little things, and it doesn't have to be much. It could just be a business card and a sample, or a little with a little card attached to it saying, you make my day. Smile, you're just absolutely amazing. It's like little acts of random kindness that basically gets people thinking about you, and it's a really great way to get your name out there more, because realistically your business is closed if your mouth is closed, and I mean that in the nicest possible way. Your business is closed if your mouth is closed. If you are not talking about why you love Scentsy, why it's an incredible product, what we do, asking people, what do you do? Oh, you know, you're having your toenails done. Whilst you're having your toenails done, you know, opening up that conversation about Scentsy, maybe using a different salon to open up those conversations. You know, think of all the different places that you go. I'm not saying that you've got to leave a Scentsy ball mat in every single place that you go, like every gym, every salon. I mean, because you would be out of pocket. It needs to be something that is in pocket, that's not going to cost you an absolute arm and a leg, but just starting to open your mouth a little bit more. You go out for a meal, leave somebody, you know, when they give you the bill, you leave them a scent circle or leave them a sample in your business card and say, thanks for being such a great waiter today or waitress today. You know, there's loads of ways that you can give back to the community, putting your name in their pocket, but you've got to be the one that opens your mouth. No one's going to do it for you. I can't do it for you. And you know what? That, you know, that little conversation, they could have said no to me, right? They could have said, oh no, it's not really our thing. Thanks very much. No problem at all. It doesn't matter, does it? It really doesn't matter. It's just asking. But, you know, make sure it doesn't cost you loads of money. It shouldn't be something that's costing you an arm and a leg. It really should be a simple process. You know, if you go into a restaurant and you think their toilet needs brightening up with a fragrance flower and they're local and you use them a lot, give them a fragrance flower. You know, offer them to try the Scentsy Go for a week. They don't have to, you know, you don't have to give products always away. You could just be, you know, giving them an opportunity to try something, offer them a borrow bag. But your business will stay closed if you don't open your mouth. The same as you won't get your borrow bag out if you don't ask your customers. I've got 4 borrow bags I need to get out by the end of today. That was my goal for today. And at the moment, I haven't got around to that job. I've been putting it off. And they're sitting over there and I'm like, I need to just text people and be like, would anyone like my borrow bag? And I'm going to do it in a minute. I'm going to finish the kids' dinner and then I'm going to ask those questions. It's not going to happen unless I do the work. The follow-up today, so I have asked one of my customers by email, I told you this yesterday, to join Scentsy because she spent quite a bit of money with me, and she actually had messaged me and said, Scentsy, I'm so glad I found Scentsy because my son's autistic and it's the only home fragrance that I've been able to use that doesn't set him off. And I was like, oh my God, that is amazing. So me and this lady, Sarah, have been messaging back and forth. Anyway, she asked me some details and she said, I followed you on Instagram off of the back of one of your things. She said, do you mind if I ask you some questions? So she asked me what my VIP club was. And I said, I explained like what my VIP Happy Mail process is. That's for another day. I will come and train you guys on that. She then asked me whether I was Scentsy or I was an independent consultant, like how that worked. So I explained that to her. And then I also asked her whether she would be interested in joining off of the back of it. She has ignored the join question at the moment, but today she just said to me, I've got an order. Do I order this on your website or can I send it directly to you? And I said, you can send it to me if you like, and I will put samples in your order and make it all pretty and all of that jazz. She said, oh, lovely, I'll send you an order because I know I want to build a relationship with her. I want her to join. She's just sent me an order for £179. Okay? That order, and that has come through relationship building, going backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards and backwards. She was a random order on my website. She's now ordered on my website 6 times, and this order will take her to about £500. I'm going to open her a shopping link, and every time she shops on that shopping link, as soon as it's an active order, I'm going to offer her the opportunity to join for £24. That is because I opened my mouth and we've had conversation. It's gone backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards. So my challenge to you over this bank holiday weekend, I'm going to have to wrap this up, guys, because the boys' dinner's going to be burnt to a crisp. I challenge you over this bank holiday weekend. We're about to go into a 3-day weekend. Write down all the people you're going to see. You don't even need to write them down. Know all the people you're going to see and make a mental note to open your mouth to talk to them about your Scentsy business in some way, shape or form. This weekend, open your mouth about your Scentsy business. Tell people that you're putting an order in. Give people a free sample. If you're going to a barbecue, take 10 free samples with you and just give them out to all the women at the barbecue. If you're going to a family gathering, take your samples or give everybody a free sample and be like, happy coronation. Let's all have some goodies. Don't just think about your customers that you've got that are not buying. Think about all the people that you're going to see. And even if they maybe buy from somebody else, give them a sample. Give them a little sample wherever you go. Artie's got football tomorrow. I'm going to give out samples at his football tomorrow. Why not, right? I've got to go there because actually one of my ladies ordered from there. So I'm going to give all the mums samples tomorrow. Anyway, I just wanted to put that in your head for the weekend. Open your mouth. Get your business open. Get speaking. Think about where you go. Think about all the contacts that you have. Think about all the people that you've had contact with today. And how many of them could you have given a Scentsy sample to, a business card to, offered them a Walmart if you went to a salon of some description, had your hair done, nails done, teeth done, dentists, doctors, wherever you've been. Where could you have opened your mouth? Where could you have picked up some new Scentsy customers from? Tell me below in the comments. Have a great day. Have a lovely weekend. Tag your team. Get them to have a little listen to this. Catch up with you soon. Bye, guys. And I need to remember I'm on my computer.